Eleanor's the one who got away had amnesia, remembering only their love at 20, so she pretended to be 20 and stayed by his side, while my daughter and I had to hide. She said she'd tell him everything at our daughter's 3rd birthday party, but at the party, he threatened to take his own life. She hugged him, promising never to leave, and decided to reschedule the party. What she didn't know was that with a casual push, as she turned away, our daughter, who had a heart condition, was already gone. Eleanor, didn't you say you only loved me? When did you have a child and a husband? Caleb looked at Eleanor, our 3-year-old daughter Lily, and me, his face filled with grief. Eleanor's face showed guilt. My darling Caleb, you actually have amnesia. You and I aren't 20 anymore. We broke up a long time ago. Impossible. Caleb's emotions suddenly flared. His eyes bloodshot. We're still in college, and yesterday you said you'd marry me after graduation. My darling Caleb, you really do have amnesia. Eleanor sounded a bit helpless. Caleb grabbed the knife for cutting steak from the table. Impossible. This can't be true. If that's really the case, then I'd rather die. No, my darling Caleb. Eleanor suddenly rushed over and hugged him, tears streaming down her face from fright. My darling Caleb, you don't have amnesia. I was just teasing you. Don't get upset. Under her comforting words, Caleb slowly put down the knife. Were you really just teasing me? Yes. Truly. These people are all actors I hired. Actors. I almost scoffed. I had clearly agreed with Eleanor earlier that today she would tell Caleb everything, and definitively sever ties with him, but she still hadn't done it. Then let's go home, okay? I don't want to be here. Seeing this man and this child makes me feel disgusting. Caleb pointed at Lily and me. He could say that about me, but not about Lily. I was so furious I lunged forward to hit him, but Eleanor pushed me away. Get lost, then. She gently coaxed Caleb. All right, well, go back right away. With that, she was about to leave with Caleb, seemingly having completely forgotten that today was Lily's birthday party, and all the family and friends nearby were whispering and pointing. Eleanor, have you forgotten what you promised me? I called out to her. Mommy, please don't leave. It's my birthday today. Lily also started crying. Usually, Eleanor spent all her time with Caleb, barely accompanying Lily and me. Lily was very understanding. She didn't make a scene or cry, saying Mommy must be busy, but today was her birthday, and I had promised her we would celebrate it together with Eleanor. Eleanor walked over and whispered to me, take away. If you provoke Caleb again, I'll make him pay for this. Eleanor, Lily and I are your family. How much more are you going to sacrifice for Caleb? The long-suppressed emotions finally burst out. I had endured it again and again. She said being with Caleb was only temporary, and I endured it. She brought Caleb home and told Lily and me to hide, and I endured it. But today, I couldn't endure it anymore. Eleanor, if you dare leave, we're getting a divorce. No sooner had I spoken than Lily grabbed her hand. Mommy, don't leave Lily. I want you to celebrate my birthday with me. Eleanor, why aren't you leaving yet? Are they really your husband and daughter? Caleb spoke again, sounding pitiful. Whenever he wore that expression, Eleanor felt sorry for him. Sure enough, Eleanor immediately flung Lily's hand away, causing her to fall to the ground. Of course not. Let's hurry home. I still need to give you a massage, Eleanor said, pulling him away quickly. I rushed to help Lily, but she suddenly had difficulty breathing, clutching her chest and saying it hurt. My heart immediately sank, and I quickly picked her up and rushed to the hospital. Lily suffered from a congenital heart condition and couldn't withstand stress, but today, Eleanor had stressed her so much, and even pushed her hard. If anything happened to Lily, I would never forgive Eleanor. Carrying to the door, I saw Eleanor and Caleb getting into our car, and after getting into the car, they even hugged and kissed each other. I was furious, but at that moment, Lily was the most important. Eleanor, I need the car. Lily's having a heart attack. I roared, but didn't even look at me. She just replied, stop faking it. I won't believe your nonsense. Then, she floored the accelerator and sped away. At that moment, my heart shattered. Our daughter was in trouble, but she thought I was lying to her. But I couldn't dwell on that. I quickly borrowed a relative's car and took Lily to the hospital. While waiting for the emergency rescue, I called Eleanor's phone again and again. After more than 10 calls, the phone finally connected, but it wasn't her voice on the other end. It was the sound of her and Caleb engaged in intimacy. Eleanor. A surge of anger rushed to my head. At that moment, I wished I could kill them. Lily was being rescued in the operating room, but her mother was having intimacy with someone else. I roared her name again and again, but all that answered me were their intimate sounds. Helen couldn't bear it and immediately smashed the phone. Divorce her. As soon as Lily is rescued, divorce her immediately. But this time, was not rescued. The doctor said she was brought in too late, and they had done their best. Hearing that, my vision went black, and I collapsed heavily to the ground. I remembered when I brought Lily in. I could have brought her to the hospital immediately, but had driven the car away. It was her. She delayed Lily's best chance for rescue. I hated her so much. I cried all night at the hospital, and the next day I pulled myself together to arrange Lily's funeral. During this time, I called Eleanor and sent her WeChat messages. She didn't reply to any of them. Instead, her social media post was updated with many photos of her and Caleb's affection. They were like ordinary university students, going to amusement parks, going bungee jumping, every happy moment they had. Lily was lying in a cold coffin, and from beginning to end, never gave me an explanation. I was completely disheartened with her, utterly disappointed. If time could flow backward, I would never have agreed to her pretending to be 20-year-old Eleanor and being with Caleb. 3 days later, Lily was buried. For these 3 days, Eleanor still hadn't contacted me, nor had she returned even once. Her was still unreachable. I sat blankly on the sofa, holding Lily's memorial photo, my heart already shattered into pieces. Helen beside me was crying, gasping for breath. What a tragedy. Eleanor caused my granddaughter to die on her birthday. Just then, my phone rang. It was Eleanor calling. This was the first time she had actively contacted me since Lily's accident. Daniel, are you crazy? To trick me into coming back. You even lead that Lily died. Are you even human? She's our daughter. So you remember Lily is our daughter. I angrily interrupted her. Eleanor, I am telling you, Lily is really gone. Just when you were having intimacy with Caleb, suddenly, the other end of the phone went quiet. After a long while, she stammered, I don't know what you're talking about, but I've never done anything inappropriate with Caleb. Don't you dare slander me. I know I didn't make things clear with Caleb at Lily's birthday party, but you saw the situation then. If I had really told him everything, Caleb would have committed suicide. So, you and Lily should continue to hide. Once his condition stabilizes, I will definitely explain things to him. Then, well, rehost Lily's birthday party to make it up to her. Help me tell her I am sorry. Or let her take the phone. I'll tell her myself. Caleb had lost his memory in a car accident 3 months ago. The day he had the car accident, Eleanor didn't even care about work. She immediately rushed to the hospital and took care of him for a whole week. When she returned, she told me she had to be 20-year-old Eleanor again, just because she said, Caleb is too pitiful. His memory is now stuck at 20, the year his parents died, and only I was with him, so I have to help him. Can you and Lily hide for a while and not provoke him? Don't worry, he'll come back when he stabilizes. She had said these words again and again over the past few months. Each time, I believed her. After all, we had been married for 7 years. 7 years of feelings made me believe she wouldn't do anything to betray me. But each act of trust was met with her increasingly brazen infidelity. This time, she even indirectly caused Lily's death. I couldn't forgive her anymore. Lily will never hear you say sorry again. I looked at Lily's memorial photo in my hand, showing her sweet smile, and my heart ached even more. The day you left, you pushed her, which caused her heart attack and led to her death. As soon as I said that, my tears could no longer be held back. My little angel was gone because of her. I am telling you, Eleanor, come back and beg for forgiveness from my granddaughter right now, or I'll make him pay for this. Helen suddenly snatched the phone and hung up after speaking. Eleanor returned the next morning. Lily had just been buried yesterday, and her memorial photo was still hanging in the living room, with candles burning. Eleanor showed no sign of sadness. Instead, she angrily smashed her purse hard on my head. To trick me, you even made Lily's photo into a memorial photo. Daniel, are you even human? I directly threw Lily's death certificate at her face. Given the circumstances, you still think I am lying to you. Then you take a good look at this death certificate. The death certificate slipped down Eleanor's face and fell to the floor. When she saw the contents, her pupils contracted. No, impossible. She picked it up and read it over and over carefully, but it was clearly written. Lily had died on her birthday. It was due to a sudden heart attack. Eleanor, Lily was killed by you, impossible. She roared furiously, her long fingernails digging into my shoulder, her eyes fixed on me. You've hidden Lily, haven't you? You want to use Lily to make me stay away from Caleb, don't you? I am telling you, Daniel, let Lily out immediately, or I'll fight you to the death, haha. Even after seeing the death certificate with her own eyes, she still thought I was lying to her. I was about to speak when her phone suddenly rang. She immediately let go of me and pulled out her phone. I saw at a glance that the name flashing on the screen was my darling Caleb. My fist clenched instantly. Eleanor, if you dare answer another man's phone, in front of Lily's memorial photo, we're getting a divorce. No sooner had I said that than splat, she slapped me hard. Daniel, I find you truly disgusting now, to make me stay away from Caleb. You not only lead that Lily died but also threaten me with divorce. You know how unstable Caleb is right now. If anything really happens to him, can you take responsibility? With that, she answered the phone directly, her voice turned gentle as water. My darling Caleb, I'll be right back. Wait for me at home. I'll buy you something delicious. Listening to her being gentle with another man, feeling the stinging pain on my face. However much I had loved her then, I hated her just as much now. I snatched her phone and smashed it to the ground. Looking at the phone fragments scattered everywhere, my voice was cold. Eleanor, we're completely over. Divorce. Her face was filled with rage. You damn lunatic. I don't want to make a scene with you right now. My darling Caleb is waiting for me to come back. He's very unstable. She pushed me away and left immediately. No matter how I called out to her, she didn't look back. Lily had been buried only yesterday, and she was already rushing back to be with Caleb. The hatred in my heart accumulated more and more. Our divorce was definite, and I would make her publicly disgraced. I knew Eleanor had rented an apartment, pretending to live with Caleb as they did in college. That night, I secretly went near the apartment she rented. I originally wanted to take photos of her and Caleb to publicly disgrace her, this university professor, but unexpectedly, I captured even more crucial photos and videos, which were even better for my revenge. The next day, Eleanor sent me a text message, along with a photo of Caleb, receiving an IV drip at the hospital. My darling Caleb is really not doing well. I've been busy with my school lecture, and taking care of him, so can you please stop being childish? When I am free, I'll make it up to you, and Lily. But some things can never be made up for. I coldly looked at her messages, and replied, okay. She quickly responded, husband, I knew you were the most understanding. Don't worry about the social media post. I posted them on purpose for Caleb. I didn't reply to her again. I just spent the night looking at old photos of our family of 3, and our wedding photos. I remembered when we got married. She said, Daniel, I really love you so much. I will never betray you in this life. After was born, she said, now our family is complete. We'll live happily ever after, just the 3 of us. Now, these beautiful memories and words had become sharp knives, piercing deeply into my heart. It hurts so much, but for Lily, I had to pull myself together. The next day, I went to the hospital where Caleb was staying and found his room. Before I even entered, I saw him and Eleanor passionately kissing. After the kiss, they leaned against each other, looking incredibly happy. Eleanor, when are we getting married? Eleanor's eyes darted away when she heard Caleb's words. She smiled and said, once you feeling better, well, get married. Okay. Then, well, buy a house, a car, and have a child. Well, be so happy. For some reason, seeing all this, my heart was already numb. It didn't ache unbearably like it used to. Perhaps, I was slowly falling out of love with her. In the following days, Eleanor sent me WeChat messages every day. They were nothing but promises that she would return soon, and that our family would live happily together. I didn't know what she was really thinking. On one hand, she was inseparable from Caleb, and on the other, she was saying these things to me. Soon, it was the day of Eleanor's lecture. This was a very important lecture for her. She had been recognized as a distinguished professor for 3 consecutive years. Today's lecture not only invited university deans from across the country but also outstanding students. At this moment, dressed in formal wear, she was delivering an impassioned speech on stage, and I was watching from the audience. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. For this presentation, I meticulously prepared my presentation slides. With that, Eleanor turned and pointed to the large screen behind her, but what appeared on the large screen made her face turn pale. The entire audience also gasped in uproar, because what appeared on the large screen was not presentation slides, but a video of her kissing Caleb. the two of them embracing in the hospital, exchanging all sorts of sweet words. Then, it switched to an audio recording. It contained my roars of her name, and the sounds of her and Caleb engaged in intimacy. Finally, it showed a photo of me holding Lily's ashes. On the day of her funeral, Eleanor was a famous distinguished professor. Everyone knew her husband was Daniel, and that she had a daughter named Lily. What the hell? Professor is cheating. Definitely, everyone knows her husband is Daniel. Oh my god, I can't believe such a seemingly upright, distinguished professor would do something like this in private. And what about her daughter's funeral at the end? Did she really die? The murmuring from the audience made Eleanor freeze on stage. She turned to flee, but I immediately went up and grabbed her hand. Everyone, take a good look at the video on the big screen. These are all evidence of Eleanor's infidelity, and our daughter Lily has passed away. She died on the day of her birthday party. The day, Eleanor violently pushed her for her lover, causing her heart attack. Even when she passed away, Eleanor was with her lover. Professor, Eleanor, no, impossible. Eleanor stared intently at the photo of me holding the ashes. Her eyes filled with disbelief. Even now, do you still think I am lying to you? At these words, Helen and many relatives appeared in the audience. Helen spoke first. Eleanor, you killed my granddaughter. Give her back to me. The relatives chimed in, one after another. That day, Lily was celebrating her 3rd birthday party, and Eleanor abandoned Daniel and her for a man. Yes, Eleanor even pushed Lily, causing her heart attack. When carried Lily out, Eleanor drove the car away, causing Lily to miss the best chance for rescue. These words clearly reached everyone in the room, including, who, after hearing them, her eyes immediately turned red. Lily, my Lily, with a thump, she collapsed to the ground. She hugged my legs, crying, Daniel, tell me, this isn't true. Lily is still alive, right? Remembering my own tears couldn't help but fall. Lily was killed by you. Don't you remember the day I told you to leave the car, but you thought I was lying and drove away without even looking at me? These two sentences completely shattered Eleanor's sanity. She shrieked in despair. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I told you. I roared. The day Lily had her accident, I called you, but you were having intimacy with Caleb. Later, when Lily was lying in a cold coffin, I also called you, but you never answered. I thought you were lying to me. She sat on the ground, crying, I want to see Lily. Will you take me to see Lily? Lily doesn't need you anymore. While alive, you didn't accompany her for Caleb. After her death, you didn't even come back to send her off. Lily won't forgive you. With that, I pushed her hand away, took the microphone, and said, today, I am announcing publicly that I am divorcing Eleanor. She was unfaithful first, and she also caused the death of my daughter. No, please don't. Daniel, you can't do this to me. I've already lost Lily. I can't lose you too. Eleanor crawled up and grabbed my hand. I pushed her away roughly. Don't you still have Caleb? Don't you like him so much? Haven't you been living with him? Oh, and there's a gift I need to give you. As soon as I spoke, another video appeared on the big screen. It was a video of Caleb hugging a woman near his home. The woman pouted in his arms. My darling Caleb, when are you going to leave Eleanor? Soon, once I get the money, I'll leave. The woman chuckled. Good. Eleanor is such a fool. She actually believes someone's memory can stay at 20. If she knew you were faking amnesia all this time, she'd be furious. This woman was Tiffany, Eleanor's best friend. The day I had originally intended to take photos of Eleanor and Caleb, unexpectedly, I accidentally captured this conversation between Caleb and Tiffany. All along, Caleb had been faking amnesia for Eleanor's money. At this moment, Eleanor's face was pale, and she stood there motionless, like a marionette. Do you see now? I stared intently at her. This is the man you considered pitiful. He's been lying to you all along. And yet, for him, you killed Lily and pushed me away. Eleanor, we are completely over. When I stepped off the stage, Eleanor immediately followed, pleading for my forgiveness. People around us took out their phones to record videos. From now on, Eleanor would be completely unable to function publicly. Her greatest pride was being a distinguished professor. So, I would take her from the heights of being once so prominent and throw her into the mud. All of this, she brought upon herself. I pushed her away. Tomorrow morning, I'll be waiting for you at City Hall. With that, I left without looking back. I never thought that Eleanor and I would come to such a humiliating situation. Once, my mind was filled only with her and Lily. I worked hard to earn money, just so our family of 3 could live a good life. Originally, our family of 3 would have been very happy now, but personally ruined everything. The next day, the news of Eleanor's lecture went viral online. Everyone was cursing her, saying that someone like her didn't deserve to be a professor. Moreover, many people were cursing her on her social media post. The school, unable to withstand the pressure, immediately issued a notice of her dismissal. After all, this matter caused a huge stir, and the entire education industry would likely never accept Eleanor as a professor again. She was completely ruined. I didn't know if she would hate me, but I only knew that I was getting revenge for Lily and myself. She deserved these consequences. Eleanor didn't come to City Hall. I called many times, but she didn't answer. Then, I saw Tiffany's live stream online. It turned out that Eleanor, unable to contain her anger, had gone to Tiffany's workplace to hit her. Finally, Eleanor and Tiffany both ended up at the police. As husband, I was also called to the police. At the police, Eleanor lowered her head, not daring to look at me. She just said very softly, "Daniel, I am sorry to bother you. If you don't want to bother me anymore, let's just get divorced." My voice was cold. She suddenly looked up, her eyes bloodshot, shaking her head repeatedly. I don't want a divorce. Can you take me to see Lily first?" I still took her. After all, she was Lily's biological mother. Lily had also been very reluctant to leave her when she was alive. As soon as we arrived at Lily's cemetery, Eleanor fell to her knees in front of her tombstone. Her hand trembled as she touched Lily's memorial photo. Painful hoarse sounds came from her throat, and tears streamed down her face. She opened her mouth to speak, but couldn't utter a single word. She desperately pounded her chest, eventually unable to hold back her heart-wrenching sobs. Seeing her like this, I felt no pity. After all, she had indirectly caused Lily's death. "Eleanor, do you remember what you told me a few days before Lily's birthday party?" At that time, she had confidently told me, "Just bear with it. At our daughter's 3rd birthday party, I'll tell him everything, and he'll definitely spend a happy birthday with Lily." But she not only failed to do so, she caused Lily's death that very day. Her face was filled with despair. "I am sorry." She hugged Lily's photo, constantly sobbing, "Lily, come out quickly. Mommy's here. Didn't you want Mommy to spend your birthday with you? Come out. Mommy will be with you, okay?" But there was no longer any adorable Lily to answer her. All that answered her was the cold wind sweeping through the cemetery. She also seemed to realize that Lily would never come back. She collapsed, fainting. I took Eleanor to the hospital. When she woke up, I handed her a divorce papers. "Since you don't want to go to City Hall with me, just sign the divorce papers." Her eyes were bloodshot, and she shook her head desperately. "I don't want to. Can we really not go back?" "No, we can't. The moment you abandoned Lily and me, there was no going back." She covered her face in pain, tears seeping through her fingers. After crying for a long time, she finally took the divorce papers. "Daniel, don't worry, I'll make it up to you. I know I've done a lot of wrong things. Can a shattered mirror be put back together?" My words made her freeze. Not every mistake can be made up for, and not all wounds can be healed. With that, I turned and left. I only heard her heart-wrenching sobs behind me. She served her right. She killed Lily. What's a few tears? When I went home, I ran into Caleb. His eyes were malicious. "It's all because of you. You messed up my plan. Do you know how much I needed that money?" I glared at him furiously. "You're short on money, so you harass other people's families to get it. Do you know that because of your harassment, you ruined our family?" He roared. "What does that have to do with me? Eleanor did it willingly. I didn't force her. Also, your daughter wasn't killed by me, it was Eleanor." I couldn't hold back anymore, and lunged forward, hitting him with a punch. He was bleeding from the corner of his mouth from my punch, and scoffed, "Hit me. Soon you won't see tomorrow's sun." The next second, I was suddenly hit hard on the back of my head with a brick, and I passed out. When I woke up again, I was tied up in an abandoned warehouse. In front of me were Tiffany and Caleb. Tiffany pulled Caleb. "My darling Caleb, will threatening Eleanor with him really work?" Caleb smirked. "Don't worry, Eleanor can't let go of Daniel, otherwise, she wouldn't have kept refusing to divorce him." As soon as he finished speaking, Eleanor suddenly appeared, carrying a purse. She walked over step by step and set down the purse. "Let my husband go. I've brought the money." Caleb immediately took the purse and checked it, then smiled. "Smart move. But do you think I'll let you go? If I did, you'd immediately call the police, right? Dream on." Caleb, you monster. Eleanor glared at him furiously, picked up the brick from the ground, and charged. Tiffany kicked her to the ground. My darling Caleb, stop wasting time with her, let's finish this. All right. Caleb pulled out the dagger from his pocket, and walked towards me first. Soon, your family of 3 can meet in the afterlife. I didn't speak, just quietly waited for him to come, but as he approached, and the knife was about to strike, Eleanor suddenly rushed over and shielded me. With a thud, the dagger pierced her stomach. Caleb laughed loudly. Still so passionate, are we? Eleanor, have you forgotten how eager you were to be with me when you were with me? Have you forgotten that, for me, you made your husband and daughter hide? Haha. Eleanor slowly slid to the ground, enunciating each word. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't have been with you, you monster. It's all because of you, you ruined my family. No worries. I am just helping your family reunite. Caleb raised the knife, intending to stab again, but the police burst in at that moment, quickly arresting him and Tiffany. That's right, I was the one who called the police. I had already planned my revenge. I would get back at both Eleanor and Caleb. I first got my revenge on Eleanor, and at this point, Caleb, without the money, wouldn't be able to sit still. I guessed he would come looking for trouble with me. So I had already bought a wearable alarm beforehand. During their conversation just now, I secretly called the police. I wanted him to grab me, to hurt me, so he could go to prison. But I hadn't expected Eleanor to shield me from the knife. However, this way Caleb would still go to prison. Soon, Eleanor was sent to the hospital, and I was taken to the police to give a statement. From the police, I learned that Tiffany and Caleb had already been together for a while. While Anne and Caleb were together, they had a secret affair. Anne's breakup was also because of Tiffany. Later, Tiffany and Caleb got into deep debt from gambling, so came up with the idea of faking amnesia to approach Eleanor. When woke up, Caleb and Tiffany had been sentenced to 10 years in prison. Her face was pale, and her voice was weak. Can you truly not forgive me? No, even if you shielded me from the knife, I wouldn't change my mind. Eleanor, our time together is over. Let's both move on with our lives. After I left, I went to the office. I planned to work hard and earn money, and then establish a charitable foundation in Lily's name, donating to various places across the country. But I hadn't expected Eleanor to keep begging me to get back together after she was discharged from the hospital. Because of the previous lecture incident, her reputation was completely ruined. She lost her job and had nowhere to go. She came to my office and kept pleading, Daniel, I have nothing now. After all, we once loved each other. Can you really bear to abandon me? Just then, one of my business partners arrived. Her name was Avor. I immediately put my arm around her and said to Eleanor, I already have a girlfriend. Please don't harass me anymore. However much I had loved Eleanor before, I hated her just as much now, because whenever I saw her, I was reminded of the day Lily died. At these words, Avor was momentarily stunned, and Eleanor's eyes filled with disbelief. You found someone new so quickly. I don't believe it. You must be lying to me. Our daughter just passed away, and you're already with another woman. Are you doing right by her? The only one who isn't doing right by her is you. I looked at her coldly. She was the one who killed Lily. How could she have the nerve to say something like that? Eleanor, please don't harass me again. With that, Avor and I left. After we were out of Eleanor's sight, I quickly apologized to Avor. I am sorry. I just used you. She just smirked. I could tell, which is why I didn't expose you. She's your ex-wife. I nodded. I had asked her to come today because I wanted her to join me in establishing the charitable foundation, since her own daughter had also passed away. When I posted online about wanting to set up a charitable foundation in my daughter's name, she quickly found me and expressed interest in collaborating. So, I told her my story. She also told me her story. She had previously been subjected to domestic violence by her ex-husband, and her daughter was also beaten to death by him. In a sense, we were like-minded people. Soon, the charitable foundation was established. One part was in Lily's name. One of the charity funds was named after Ava's daughter. Details about the 2 charity funds were also shared widely online. After people learned about my story with Avor, many felt sorry for us, and were willing to donate. Furthermore, I saw that Eleanor had donated 1 million to Lily's charity fund. I knew this was all the money she had. Although I hated her, I couldn't bring myself to make her leave empty-handed as a woman, so I had written in the divorce papers that she would receive 1 million. Just then, I received a call from her. She said she wanted to meet me. Asterisk 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 at the coffee shop, Eleanor and I sat facing each other. The once so prominent university professor was now wearing a wrinkled shirt, and her hair had grayed considerably. I am getting ready to leave. A lot has happened recently, causing my life to take a major turn, but I know you retaliated against me because of Lily. I don't blame you, Daniel. As she spoke, her eyes reddened, and she handed me a box. Inside was a silicone doll, identical to Lily. I caused Lily's death. I know nothing I do can ever make up for it, so I had someone make this doll for you. Looking at the doll, my heart began to ache intensely. I remembered the panic and fear I felt that day, rushing to the hospital with Lily in my arms. Back then, I was so afraid of Lily leaving me, but in the end, she still left me. I gently touched the doll. Even though it looked exactly like Lily, I knew it wasn't her, so I pushed it back. I can't accept this gift. I only have one Lily, and you've already caused her death. Eleanor burst into tears, her whole body trembling. If I could do it all over again, I would never have done those things. People always regret after a mistake has been made, but regret at that point was meaningless, and couldn't undo anything. That's why it felt somewhat disgusting. Time can never be relived. Eleanor, let's just live our separate lives from now on. I stood up and left. As I reached the door, Eleanor followed me. If it's possible, could we fall in love again? Just then, Avor suddenly appeared. She smiled at Eleanor. I am sorry. Daniel has a girlfriend. Avor and I left together. I didn't look back. I hated Eleanor. I couldn't forgive her. So, I wouldn't give her any reason to harass me. After getting into the car with Avor, I released her hand. She smiled and said, so, you're done with me now that you've used me? You're really pragmatic. Are you really not going to consider being with me? I shook my head. Love is a burden to me for the rest of my life. I only want to help children across the country in Lily's name. As long as I don't forget Lily, she'll always live in my heart. Later, I learned about Eleanor again through the news. She had committed suicide. She had also left a suicide note. The biggest regret of my life was that I made a terrible mistake. If I hadn't, I would still be happy now. Life is like that. Once you've made a terrible mistake, no matter how much you regret it, there's no turning back.